Our future is even being affected.
Can't stay at home for this long and see the federal government is not even attending to us. No, in fact, the way they behave is not like they are going to attend to us. I can't be doing a 4 years course for 5 years plus now. I'm still in school. It makes actually no sense. We are telling the federal government to please bring us back to the class, or else we will study in the streets, which they want for us. Because they're distorting not even the academic calendar, but the calendar we have for our lives. You understand? Because most of us plan that, okay, after so and so time, we finish from secondary school, we go to the university. Thereafter, from the university, we do 1 or 2 things. But now we are still at home. University students now are now POS attenders. They are telling us to make good use of this time. How will we make good use of it when we actually plan something for this period? Instead of us to be doing what we plan, you are distorting the plan already.
Well, they are yet to flow out their emotions because, like, I can't imagine myself being in school since 2017 and now I'm still in school. My ID card has expired since last year, which is 2021, and I'm still in school. I wonder why ASUU and FG are always having issues. Like, I don't understand. Even when I was in primary school, ASUU strike here and there. I was also praying that God, when I enter university, I don't want to come and experience this ASUU strike. But now it's totally so unfair. My mates are in other schools that have graduated, I'm still in school. Even my neighbors, like, most are asking me, Sally, did you spill in school? Of course not. I can imagine myself being in school here and every time ASUU strike here and there. It's so unfair. Leaders don't pay attention to the students. They don't even contribute anything to the educational system of this country. Very, very so unfair. Like, I'm not going to get all in school. This is so heartbreaking, honestly speaking. Government should have to do something about it.
We are here because of the ASUU strike. We want the federal government to revitalize our educational system. If a 4 years course is a 4 years course, let the student there graduate 4 years. We cannot be studying 4 years course for 7 years. We cannot be studying 4 years course for 9 years because of ASUU strike. Coronavirus came, we stayed at home. ASUU strike came, we stayed at home. Just January here, we resumed. February 14th, they went on strike again. My ID card have expired. My ID card have graduated before me. I'm still a student. My parents are trying. I'm getting old. My friend don't go learn work. He don't free. He don't rent us. I still there school. Our house rent has become a giveaway to landlord in Ekosodi, in BDPA, Sasoge. Every year we pay for house rent, but we don't stay the house because of strike. Please, federal government, revitalize our educational system. If federal government and ASUU they date, it not concern us. Let them end the strike. We are tired. Come here. This is University of Benin, Sam. 2021. You understand? University of Benin. Don't be saying my mind.
In a country where we have more than 40 ministers who can afford 100 million naira form for APC presidential ticket, but they cannot afford to pay ASUU. Do you know that more than 60,000 Nigerian students who are in their final year are at home? They will graduate with no hope of a job. Now Tinubu wants to be leader of tomorrow. Ameti wants to be leader of tomorrow. Igige wants to be leader of tomorrow. People like us that are supposed to be aspiring to be leader of tomorrow, we are not thinking of next tomorrow. Because tomorrow Tinubu wants to be there. These are the same set of people that cannot provide us good education. Show me a minister in Nigeria whose child will be under protest like this? It is very bad that in a country like this, can Buhari's son be outside protesting because of university? Go to any other country in the world. This is the only country in the whole world that students will be protesting every year because of strike. It only happens in Nigeria.
So we cannot be in the University of Beauty, let the University of Streets. Enough is enough. Our educational system needs to be revitalized. I don't see a situation where somebody is buying a form of 100 million and I am at home doing nothing. Now when I graduate, they will say you must be 25 years before they can employ you. And when you are 25, you have to have 10 years experience. Where should I get 10 years experience from? Is it from my mother's womb or from the strength that they are giving? I have a story to tell. That story is about 2 young girls in the University of Benin. And Susan spent 9 years in the University of Benin. Unfortunately, she could not even finish. And she died. And she's supposed to graduate. She's supposed to graduate by 6 years. But she spent 9 years in university. And she died without accomplishing that education she went to go and learn. So please, federal government, we beg you, where will you change? Where una go change? Una go tell us red, na blue we go see. Una go tell us white, na red we go see. Fulfill your promises with ASUU, please. Federal government, fulfill your promises with ASUU and send us back to class. We don't want to be nuisance. We don't want to be hoodlums. We don't want to be uneducated. We want to be useful to our society, to our mothers, to our fathers.
The students are saying enough is enough. The ASUU strike has lingered for a very long time. We are not touts, we are not hoodlums. We are here to peacefully carry out a peaceful protest that will send signal to the government, federal government, and even the state government that we are not happy, that we, the students, we frown at the incessant strike in this nation due to the lack of federal government meeting their own demands of the ASUU demand. Now, what we are saying now is there shall be no election in Edo State if ASUU is not settled. If the students do not go back to school, there will be no election in Edo State. I'm not certain about what is going to happen in other states, but as far as Edo State is concerned, all the student stakeholders in Edo State are saying that there shall be no 2023 election as far as Edo State is concerned, if the students do not go back to classroom.
Nigeria students! We are here for a simple fact. We just want to express our grievances, our displeasure as regards the ongoing ASUU strike. The truth is, we are not for ASUU, neither are we fighting against anybody. All we know and all we want is going back to our classes. You know, as it stands now, we have been stagnated in our academics. We have been at home for 71 days and nobody is saying anything about it. The government is going about their electoral processes while the even ASUUs are going about their individual businesses, but forgetting that we are the young Nigerians, we are students and we want to graduate. Our parents might not have been good or rich enough to fly us abroad for academics, just like every other senators, just like every other House of Reps member that their kids are around in Canada, USA studying. We are in University of Benin, we are in ASUU, Hussein Polytechnic, and among others. That's what we can afford. But at least we are good enough, we are not ex-convicts, we are not fighters, we are peace-loving Nigerians. Yes, all we want and all we are asking for, we want to go back to our classroom respectively. We want to learn and graduate. We don't want to be stagnated in our academics. Most people are already running 30 years. And when they are already 30, they will not get good job. They can't even serve. And when you are asking for a job, they will tell you to bring your service call-off letter. They will not even get a job because they are not. So please and please, we are appealing to whosoever concerned. Our protest might not make them call the strike today, but it's a way to register our displeasure. We are no longer happy. We are not comfortable anymore staying at home. We are begging to whosoever concerned to look to it and to see to it that the strike is called off.
We are here to express our grievances. Nigerian students are tired of, the ineptitude attitude of, Nigerian government, the federal government, even the state government. Because for us, this one whereby a course that is supposed to take 4 years for the undergraduate will not take you, 7 years. And for a master's student, what you're supposed to be able to round up in 2 years, 18 months, it will not take you 4, 5, 6 years. The educational sector in this country is 40. Our leaders have bastardized it. And as it is that, Nigerian students are at home, and yet they are busy, procuring forms for over 100 million naira, for an amount that even the president of the country constitutionally cannot even earn, throughout his own tenure for 4 years. That is an insult to us. Imagine the so-called Minister of Education for State coming out boldly to purchase a form of 100 million, whereas he has been quiet, silent, and voiceless ever since ASUU went on strike. Now, we are hearing from him, and he's lashing out at ASUU, whereas all this while we've not heard from him. So as it is, we are calling on the federal government, President Muhammadu Buhari, who in all ramifications have failed Nigerians. He has failed Nigerians. So we are calling on the federal government to do the needful. We are here. This is called Uni Street. A few months ago, we admitted students, and here we are here to start receiving lecture.
Yes.
It's our first day. So all the courses we are taking here is introductory.
Exactly.
And as it is, we are here. We're not living here. Today is just the beginning. More of our colleagues who are not here will be here to join us as from tomorrow. If they want us to leave the street, they know what to do.
We are here because we are tired of staying at home. For the past how many months, we have stayed at home without receiving lectures. And we as students, a course of 4 years has turned to 7 years and is uncalled for. And recently we heard that the Minister of Education State purchased form for 100 million. And they are still telling us that there is no funds in the government. So the question we are asking them, where is that money coming from? Where is that money coming from? So we the students, we are angry, and the only way we can show our grievances is by coming here and to receive lectures, nothing more. We just admitted students, and today is our first day of lecture.
It is a very simple knowledge, and it's very shameful and resolve to see our political leaders gallivanting everywhere, say that they want to conduct election in 2023 when the student is at home. And the most shameful part of it is that there is no public servant, political leaders. None of the children's school here in Nigeria. So they can afford to lock up university for so many years without even having recourse to care about our education. Today, we spend trillions of naira budget for security instead of channeling that money to healthcare and education. Why? The neglect to fund educational sector in Nigeria have brought the level of insurgencies and criminality and banditry and terrorism that we have seen in Nigeria across board. And I thought that our leaders have learned their lesson by now, that they should do the right thing. When you refuse to fund education, you should be ready to build more prisons and use most of your chunk of your budget for military defense. So when we are just saying that if they refuse to open school, they shouldn't talk about election. No school, no election. And if they refuse to do that, just like what happened in ENSAS, what happened in ENSAS will be a tip of iceberg.
Education is around. Education. Education. Education is around.
They have right now, because why now? They are the owner of the country now, so they have rights, so they can do anything they want to do, so that the government will do the right thing for them.
To make sure they answer the students, because their children, they are going to school overseas. So here they should make sure the lecturers, government answer the lecturers, so that students should go back to school. That is our plight. I feel that is how it's supposed to be.
Well, they should attend to them now. ASUU have a reason of going on strike. They didn't just go. So agreement they made at the initial time should be fulfilled. So if they know they won't be able to meet up with their agreement, they shouldn't have promised them.